Hello, today I'm going to be making an Easter inspired bag, and I'm going to be using some pastel beads to make this bag. And our main panel is going to look like this. I know it doesn't look much like an egg, but I'm hoping by the time I finish it looks a little bit better. And I'm going to be using some cord and scissors. So first off, I'm going to grab about 10 feet of cord, and I want my first row to basically have like a main kind of color. So when I started this bag, the first row I did was this yellow, pastel yellow color. So I'm going to start off with that just so I can mirror it. So to make kind of like an egg shape, I'm going to grab some beads and I'm going to make my first row like how I normally would, which is, 2 beads, 1 per cord, and then 1 bead for both, and then just continue that. I'll say about 10 more times, so you should have 10 of these little beads that are sticking up. Once we have 10 beads, instead of adding the last bead, which would be going through both cords, we're going to leave these 2 on separate cords, and we're going to take the ends and feed them through the opposite bead. So I have the cord right here for this bead. I'm just going to take the cord for here and then feed it up top. And then I'm going to do the same for what's on top. I'm going to feed it through the bottom bead. And I do this because it allows the panel to be even, because when I did a regular row where I added the last bead right here, when I went to go narrow the panel down to make like this, the bottom like egg shape, one side was longer than the other. So I went and I redid the panel and I did it this way, and when I went to go narrow it down, it was symmetrical on both sides. So I'm going to do this. I know it's kind of tricky, and I know they kind of like want to smash into each other. You don't have to pull tight just yet, just kind of leave it kind of how it is. For my next row, it's going to be more yellow. And you can do whatever color scheme you want. I think this is a great bag to use up any abundance of beads that don't quite go together, because you're making an Easter egg. Usually when we make Easter eggs, they're kind of crazy and a little bit ugly and all over the place. So I think this is a great bag to use any beads that you have lying around. So now that I'm at the end, I'm just going to tug a little bit and try and get these beads to stay upright. Now I'm going to focus on my bottom row, and based on the pattern that I have, I'm going to move on to these. They're like crystal looking, oops, orange beads. So I'll just be playing back and forth between the matte and the crystal beads that I have. So I'll be doing my bottom row. Again, you could do whatever you want for your bag. This is just what I'm doing based on what I have right now. I have like these leftover pastel beads from a project that I did, I believe, last year. And they kind of just been sitting around. So I kind of wanted to do like something Easter-like. Okay, so as you can see, I'm gonna pull this bottom part right here. Okay, so we kind of ran into something that's a little different. Because we don't have the next bead to loop through and make the next row, we're going to have to add a bead right here. Let's see if I can zoom in. Okay. So you're going to add your bead, even though there isn't a bead there to loop through. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this end and feed it to the bottom one and pull. And don't pull too tight, or else this bead's going to kind of like be a little bit wonky. Then next, we're going to go to this bead right here and push the cord through that one. And pull slowly. Then we're going to take the cord and put it through this one. I know it's quite a lot. You'll be going through quite a bit of cord or fishing wire for this bag. And then go through this one again. The one right here. After we placed it through this one. Pull, and then this time you can pull tightly. Then we're going to take this cord and then feed it through the top bead that we just added. And now we can continue with our next row. Okay, so with every other row you make for this, you're going to have to attach a bead and rethread it through the bottom beads in order to make a new row. So again, we're just going to add the bead, thread it through the bead that's at the bottom. If I can just get it through. Pull. Then I'm going to do this bead that's at like a diagonal. Thread it through that one. Then go up top. And then back out through this one again. Then we're going to go out through the top where we have just attached. And then we're going to start a row again. Finished the middle portion of my egg, and now I'm going to make the bottom and top part of the egg. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip one bead on each end of each row for the next 7 rows, and I'm going to do this for the bottom and the top. for the last row, we're just going to add 3 beads and leave it like that, just to give the illusion that we have like this oval egg shape. Because if we continue adding rows, eventually we're just going to come to a point and it's just going to make like this diamond shape. So we kind of want to give the illusion that we have like an egg, kind of round bottom. So once you finished your bottom row, you're going to take your cord and kind of move it up. And then once you get to the side, you're just going to tie several knots. And then we're just going to move on to the top. And the same thing for the top as we did for the bottom. We're going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, no, so we skipped this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to add 7 beads. And once we get to this last row, we're just going to add 3, and then we'll be done. So I finished both the front and back part of our egg, and now we're going to make the side panel in order to put everything together. So the side panel is going to be 5 beads long and 38 beads wide, and it's going to go around the sides, the bottom, and the other side, and we're going to leave the top part open so we can put things in our bag. This is the side panel. I have 5 beads across, and I'm talking about the ones that are protruding out, and it's 38 beads long. And I tried to mimic the pattern, so I don't know, I did the best that I could because I was running out of beads, but I'm gonna try to line it up when I put everything together. So it's 5 beads by 38 beads for this bag, based on the egg that we made, which is 11 beads by 7, and we leave 3 beads at the top and bottom. And now we're just going to put it together. I'm going to put everything together So the first thing we're going to do is take our side panel and line it up with the side of our egg. Then I'm just going to grab a bead and hold the cord like a U where both ends are at my thumb and my index. I'm going to add a bead to the cord, it doesn't matter which one, and let it slide through. You know what, I think I'm going to go with the orange bead and then kind of follow the pattern that I have here. So let me grab an orange one, again, holding the ends with our index and our thumb, add a bead, take one end of the cord, thread it through the side here, and then take the other cord and you're going to thread it through the side of the egg. Kind of just pull. And when you pull, your bead should be in the middle. Then just add another bead. Again, it doesn't matter what end of the cord you attach it to because it's going to meet in the middle. So I just put it through one end and then grab the other end and thread it through the bead like an X. Pull. Then once I pull, I'm going to move on to the next bead. On the egg panel, and thread it through from going out and then coming through and coming in. So the cord's going to go out and inwards. Same for the other cord. We're going to go out and inward. Pull and then just add the next. And you're going to do that all the way around. And then you're going to add the other panel and do the same exact thing for that panel to attach it. Finish this side, I'm going to attach the other side next, and it's just going to be the same exact way as I did before. Now that everything's attached, if I were you, I would take the time and kind of push the bag from the inside out so it creates like this kind of like dome shape. shape. And I already even pressed the beads on the bottom, so we get more of like an egg shape. Alright, so I'm going to make my strap, and what I'm going to do is make a chain of daisies. So to do that, you're going to grab about 10 to 12 feet of cord, and you can maybe grab about maybe 15 feet if you want. So I'm going to start off by making the U with the cord and holding both ends between my thumb and my index. Add 2 beads. And then this is going to be the middle of my daisy, this matte yellow, with both cords. And 2 more beads. So these are going to be my petals. This is going to be the beginning of my flower and the end of my flower. And I have 6 different colors I'm going to use. So once we make our full chain of flowers, then we're going to go back over and add the tops and the bottom part of the petals. So I'm going to make my next flower. So to do that, I'm going to grab the ends of my cord. So I added 2 beads. Then I'm going to add another 2 beads of a different color. Then my middle. Then 2 more. And now I'm going to move on to my next color, which is going to be pink. 2 petals. My middle, then 2 more, move on to my next color, 2 more, my middle, add 2 petals, next flower, 2 more petals, then my middle, And then kind of just straighten out your beads. So for my bag, I made a total of 31 flowers for my strap, but you can make as many or as little as you want for your bag. Finish making your first row, you're going to grab the ends of your cord and swap them. So the end at the bottom is going to go through the top bead, and the end at the top is going to go through the bottom bead. Pick up a bead and then go through the purple and the blue. Pick up another. Go through the blue and the cream. And you do the same for the bottom. Then I'm just gonna tie a few knots at the end, right here, once I finish my strap, and then I'll be done. I'm just gonna use the excess string that I had. I was gonna trim it, but I'm just gonna end up using it to connect the strap to the bag. And I'm gonna start here in the middle on the third bead. Okay, so I ended up changing my mind about attaching it here at the middle bead. I ended up bringing it down a little bit lower and attaching it at the second bead, and then kind of just weaving it through the surrounding beads through the strap. Because when I was kind of like holding it up after I attached it with that one bead, it didn't feel really secure. So if I were you, I would kind of take it down a little bit and start attaching the cord through as many beads as you can to the strap. And now I'm just going to do it on the other side. Take the time and added a liner and some ruffles for the inside of my bag, and I'm pretty happy the way everything came out. I think it's very Easter, very festive, and even though I was running out of beads, I like the colors. And if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments below, and I'll try to help you. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching. And if you like what you saw, I hope you subscribe to my channel. And thank you. Bye.